Hey yo, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Chad, bringing y'all another video, man. And in this video, we're gonna do movie review time. All right. As you all know, Barbie and Oppenheimer came out really like Friday or Thursday of last week, I believe. And I saw both same day with my girlfriend. But this video specifically is only going to be about Oppenheimer. They were both, good movies and great movies, actually. So yeah, we're going to get into Oppenheimer. This movie is about J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the atomic bomb. This movie is by Christopher Nolan. I honestly never actually knew what type of movies Christopher Nolan ever produced before, just because I wasn't that keen on who Christopher Nolan was. I knew he was a, film director, filmmaker, but I didn't actually know specifically the movie lineup he's produced. Like, he's produced Interstellar, Inception, Oppenheimer, of course, The Dark Knight. And honestly, from all those movies I just named, most of those are my favorite movies of all time. So I would say Christopher Nolan, not only did he do his job with those movies, he definitely did his job with Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer, like I said, I didn't know much about him when the movie came out. I didn't do any research. I didn't even know he was the father of the atomic bomb. I did know that the Manhattan Project was a thing, to create the atomic bomb. I knew there was a group of scientists that did it. And that was basically all the knowledge I had going into this movie. Now, in the movie is 3 hours long. It really does not feel 3 hours. If anything, it feels like every single minute of the movie made sense. It worked. It fit into place. And all the times linked up. Like, it's not a second of the movie that's wasted. It feels like Christopher Nolan and the main actor, I believe his name is Cillian Murphy. First off, them two together always make a great movie. I see a lot of movie directors or filmmakers, they use their, their favorite person to always play in all their movies. Like Quentin Tarantino, he loves using, Sam Jackson, Uma Thurman. He has these, group of people that he does like using. And Christopher Nolan definitely likes using Cillian Murphy. So Cillian Murphy, he did a great job in this movie. Honestly, from his performance alone, I would think he would win an Emmy, an Oscar, or whatever for his performance, because I thought he was Oppenheimer himself. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, every scene, you could feel the emotion in the movie. You could feel, when he was feeling like nervous or scared, or when he was feeling triumphant. You could feel everything. Christopher Nolan did a great job allowing him to really shine the entire movie. One thing about Oppenheimer, though, that man was getting women. That man, he may have been a smart physicist. He may have been father of atomic bomb, but he had no problem getting the women. The story, they built the story really good. Like I said, the movie was on a great pace. It didn't feel like a 3-hour movie. But they definitely did a good job, with the pace of it and making sure all the characters felt fleshed out. You weren't seeing anybody and being like, I have no clue who that is. It was a lot of name dropping for this scientist, that scientist, this scientist. And it kind of at one point was like, whoa, like it's a lot of names, but seeing the different actors and then hearing the name or knowing what they actually did, it all flowed. It all made sense. So, in the movie, I'm going to try not to give spoilers, but there may be spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, which if you haven't seen it by now, what were you doing this weekend? Anyways, though, the story follows, Oppenheimer and his team at Los Alamos. This team was put together by Matt Damon's character, where they were working on the Manhattan Project. Robert Downey Jr. Was in the movie. He didn't really show up to about the middle of the movie. Like, the movie was leading up to, okay, they're physicists. You realize that, okay, you see these different people that are helping Oppenheimer. They're doing all these different events. Matt Damon's character recruits Oppenheimer to lead the Manhattan Project. Then Oppenheimer's going around recruiting the different scientists he wants. They build up their little city in Los Alamos. And then, They make the bomb, and then like the second half of the movie was like getting ready to drop the bomb and them putting Oppenheimer on like this sort of trial thing. You know, it was like Albert Einstein had told him kind of in the beginning of the movie, like, once you work for the US, once you do everything they want you to do, once you help them out and you're their hero, they're going to destroy you, take you through the mud, and then at the end, give you a medal and pat you on the back. But it's not for you, it's for them to make themselves feel better. And they definitely did that. Like I said, Robert Downey Jr.'s character, he was a great antagonist in the second half of the film. He was a character that was really in opposition to Oppenheimer, and you really saw how dirty they did Oppenheimer. Like, if I was Oppenheimer and I had done all that, got all these scientists, helped them win the war, stop the war, do whatever they were doing, I would be I would be mad about all of it. But Oppenheimer really took it in stride. He was like, dang, like, no one's telling the truth to me. No one's telling the truth about me. They're just using me. They're doing everything to me. But, I mean, he seemed pretty optimistic in the end. Like, he was just kind of, I guess, battling through, like, what he had created. Because, like he said, he's the father of the atomic bomb. One of the top performers who I really felt like came through in this movie was Rami Malek's character. He was in the second half of the movie. He only had 1 to 2 lines. And when he said it, it was like, he really set the stage at that part of the movie. It was just powerful. It was like, it kind of destroyed some narratives, everything like that. But his character, I was like, for him to have said 1 to 2 lines, he really, really, really put in, like, it just felt like it was just so powerful of a moment. I don't know how to describe it. Christopher Nolan did a great job, like I said, instilling emotion throughout the entire movie. He even had like a signature kind of style where you would see the characters and the actors doing their thing, and it would skip to like Oppenheimer, like seeing like the nuclear fission of the bomb, and just like particles, and then it would go back to them talking and stuff like that. And it was really good. He also separated the timelines between like them persecuting him and like what they were actually doing between like color and black and white. So I thought that was a really cool, you know, type of choice that, you know, Christopher Nolan decided to do. And as we all know, Oppenheimer's famous line is, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. And you can see in the movie from like him just having like rather like just doing physics or doing whatever he does. He started off, you know, like having a good time. And then once he got the group and the group made the bomb and then they dropped the bomb, you could see how like Oppenheimer's consciousness was kind of getting warped because he knew what they were creating and the destruction it would do. He knew how bad the destruction was. And Oppenheimer wasn't the type like, nah, let's drop the bomb. We just got to do it. No, like he was like, it could go this way and it can go that way. He always, you know, gave parallels to what they were doing. Like, it's like, why would we bomb here, you know, and destroy this? Like, why are we going to destroy the Asian culture? We need Asians to have their culture. So let's maybe do this location. Or are you guys sure you want to drop this? Do you guys know the destruction behind it? And Eisenhower in the movie is basically like, no one cares who made the bomb. They only care who dropped it. Like, just having no heart and no feelings with it. And Oppenheimer is like, sir, like, you know, we need to have some rules and regulations behind this. Like, after I dropped this, like I said, his consciousness is like, dang, like, I really ruined some lives. And I don't even know if I really, you know, was a hero. Because, yeah, I stopped the war, but, like, thousands of innocent lives were lost at the same time. And we need to have some regulations behind this, which he was not for the hydrogen bomb. It was certain things Oppenheimer wasn't for. And it just made for, like, a really intense moment. Like, at one part of the movie, you know, they had it showing, like, the crowd was really enjoying, you know, Oppenheimer giving this speech. But, like, in the background, in Oppenheimer's head and stuff like that, it was just, like, you could tell he was kind of disturbed and kind of, like, beat up from the actual fact that they've created this bomb and it's dropped and it's melting people's skin off. It's dissolving buildings. People are vaporizing, you know, that sort of thing. And just from beginning to end, it is just, Christopher Nolan just did a great job. I mean, that's bottom line. All I could say. I watched the movie and was like, man, like I could really go see this again. You know, there are some parts that are a little slow, but most of the time we moving. The movie is moving. You're getting everything you need. You're getting beginning, middle, end with filler in between. It was a great story. You know, if they really wanted to just really flesh it out, this movie could have easily been 5 hours, maybe 6, 7 hours, but for 3 hours, Christopher Nolan really delivered. Every single actor and actress did a good job. Don't let me forget, her name is Emily, I believe the actress, Emily Blunt, who played Oppenheimer's wife in the movie. She did a fantastic job with her acting. You know, she went through everything with Oppenheimer. There's not a single moment where you're like, oh, Emily, she not really down like, you know, she say she is. No, Emily was down the entire time. That was a good woman. Oppenheimer had him a good woman. You know, she stayed through the entire time. Really, no matter what happened, even through, you know, the kangaroo court that he basically had against him, everything like that. She did a good job. Honestly, she deserves an Emmy or Oscar. Robert Downey Jr. deserves one. Most of the people there, it was, you know, even what's his name? I think Josh Bell. Yeah, he was even in the movie. He didn't have a single line. He showed up. You saw him walk past the camera and, you know, walk around. He was like one of the scientists, and it was like, man, like this movie had a lot of actors and actresses in it, but it was like you didn't even really focus on the actresses and actors. It was just like you were following Cillian Murphy's main character, Oppenheimer, with a great story behind it, and that's what you got, an amazing movie. All in all, I would say Oppenheimer was a 10 out of 10. If I was going to say nothing can be perfect, then I would say Oppenheimer was a good 9.5 out of 10. Christopher Nolan did a great job with this movie. He does a great job with all his movies. After watching Oppenheimer, I'm like, I got to go watch Dunkirk. I got to go watch all these other movies because that movie was just fire. I'm like, there's no way this man was in his bag like this when he made this. The movie was that good. So if you haven't seen it, you know, I definitely recommend you go see it. And yeah, it's been your boy Chad. This is the first movie review, and I'm out. Peace.